What it do, what it do, what it do. Welcome to the Cheat True Podcast with your boy Justin J. Will, whatever you want to call me. Hope everybody's doing okay out there, man. Hope you're doing great, feeling good on a Friday afternoon, Friday evening. Whenever you may be listening to this, whatever day you may be listening to this, I appreciate you for dropping in, checking in on your boy. Because you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. So I appreciate it, man. So I'm alive, I'm breathing. Nothing else really left to be said there. I will say that, without giving away too much, I might talk about it Saturday. Matter of fact, I probably will. I'll tell you, man, this thing called adulthood, man, it's amazing, bro. We were so excited to be adults. Like I remember Bo Money, he talked about this on one of his episodes, Bo Money Jones, about how good he felt when he paid the rent for the first time. Like, you guys remember when you first probably got an apartment or something and you paid the rent and you feel all accomplished, like, yeah, I'm an adult, yeah. And then the second time comes around, you just like, oh, crap. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, oh, got to pay the rent again. Got to pay the water bill again. Crap, got to pay the electric. Man, look at this electric. Like, when you first get out on your own or whatever, you start paying for your own stuff and buying your own groceries or whatnot, and maybe you got a car note, you feel accomplished, but then that goes away pretty fast. So I'm with Bo Money on that one, man. So this thing called adulthood, but that ain't what I'm trying to talk about today. I'll talk about that another time. I want to get into this whole Kevlin Benjamin, Cam Newton situation. Now, Kevlin Benjamin has some things to say about Cam Newton. And actually, they played tonight. So the preseason pretty much starts tonight. A lot of preseason games going on currently. And you got like the Browns and the Giants currently going on. And the Panthers played the Bills. And Cam Newton and Kevlin Benjamin actually had a chance to get up with each other. Cam Newton confronted him. So I'll give my thoughts and opinions on that right there. I also want to talk about the Cowboys for a little bit. Cole Beasley out here saying that the wide receiver corp of the Dallas Cowboys, they are going to surprise some people. So I'll get into that right there. But before I get into those topics, I want to make a few comments about the preseason that I'm seeing so far. So like I mentioned, preseason pretty much started tonight. I keep saying pretty much started tonight because I guess technically it started with the Hall of Fame game. But you got Carolina, Buffalo, Chicago, Cincinnati, New Orleans, Jacksonville, Cleveland, New York, Pittsburgh, Philly, Dallas, San Francisco, Houston, KC. So, hey, man, it's on and popping Thursday night. One game in particular I got my own is Cleveland and New York. Cleveland and the New York Giants. One, because of Baker Mayfield, and two, because of Saquon Barkley. Now, if you guys don't know, and if you don't know, you should go back and listen to the episode where I talk about this. But I believe that Saquon Barkley will be Reggie Bush 2.0. He is going to be very he's going to have a lot of things expected of him. Which, I mean, hey, you're the number 2 overall pick. Why the hell wouldn't you have a bunch of expectations? But just like Reggie Bush, he will not be able to live up to him. I just don't believe he'll be able to live up to him. I'm not saying he's going to be a whack player or anything like that. I'm not saying he's going to be bad. I'm not saying he's going to bust. I'm just saying he'll never be able to live up to those expectations. I never see Saquon Barkley dominating the running back position. I saw somewhere somebody made a comparison to LaDainian Tomlinson. Come on. I mean, come on, man. I mean, you know we are in the preseason, man. When you see stuff like that. Okay? We in the preseason. The real games haven't started yet. He hasn't seen any real defenses. We'll see what happens with that, man. But tonight, he actually, I think his first carry or whatever, he broke it off for 39 yards. And, I mean, he made some moves. I mean, he made a couple guys miss. Got downfield. Hey, 39 yards. So, of course, man, it's the preseason hype. I mean, This isn't the first time we've seen things like this. It won't be the last. Everybody's a star in preseason. Everybody's so excited about their teams. Everybody's so eager to show people that they were right and you were wrong. Yeah, I told you about this guy from South Dakota State that we selected in the 6th round. Yeah, he's really gonna be a really integral part of the team. And then 2 weeks later, he gets cut. Had a good preseason game though, but then 2 weeks later, he gets cut. And then you never hear from him again. So preseason hype, don't fall for the preseason hype. But once again, you can take bits and pieces from it. As long as you're careful about dissecting it, then it's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got a corner out there who's like, man, especially if he's running with the ones and he's out here making plays all over the place, well, then you can take something from it. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to be the next Patrick Peterson or Jalen Ramsey or nothing like that. But you can say, okay, look at him. He's balling. He's doing this thing in preseason. Okay, we'll see what happens when the real games start. So, as long as you're careful with dissecting the preseason. I'm going to tell y'all something, man. Like, the thing that made me just really take the preseason games with a grain of salt, the results or whatnot, was when Detroit went 4-0 in the preseason and proceeded to go 0-16. Yes, Detroit fans, I know. Trust me, I'm a Detroit fan. It hurts me to say that. My heart just dropped. Yes, the year Detroit went 0-16, they went 4-0 in the preseason. And I remember everybody was so damn excited. Oh, I can't believe they went 4-0. And proceeded to go 0-16. After that, I was just a young bull. You know what I'm saying? I was a young buck. Junior year in high school. Yes, so let that story teach you or make you take all this preseason hype. You know what I'm saying? Take all these preseason results with a grain of salt, bro. Just because somebody doesn't look the best. I mean, look, LA's losing right now 0-23 to Baltimore. It's possible some teams may go, how many games they have in the preseason? 4 or 5? I think it's 4. Anyway, they may go 2-2 or 1-3 and go on to win the Super Bowl or something. You just can't take these preseason games seriously. But hey, it does remind us that football is back. It's back, baby. And I mean, there are some rookies that I'm interested in seeing, like Baker Mayfield. So I'm not gonna lie, Baker Mayfield looked pretty good, man. I think the game's still going on, but Baker Mayfield is 11 of 20 for 212 yards, 2 touchdowns, man. And one of those touchdowns went to David Njoku, and the other touchdown went to my boy Antonio Callaway. Okay, y'all see that? 54-yard pass, man. Slant route, good ball placement from Baker Mayfield. That's what he did at Oklahoma. Just like he had good ball placement on that David Njoku touchdown. That's what he did at Oklahoma, and that's what he's doing so far in the first preseason game. So I think Cleveland has something to be excited about, man. I might have to eat a little crow. Now, of course, it's just the preseason. We've seen guys look very good in the preseason. We've seen guys like Colt McCoy look very good in the preseason. Okay? Gotta take it with a grain of salt. But there are some things that you can extrapolate from preseason games. And, I mean, you looking at Baker Mayfield, man, it doesn't look too big for him. He looks pretty comfortable out there. I understand, man. I understand. We got to calm down. It's just one preseason game. But he looked good tonight. And even though I said I wouldn't touch Baker Mayfield, I've been on record saying he's going to a very good situation in Cleveland with Hugh Jackson and Todd Haley. A very good situation. I mean, Hugh Jackson does not get enough credit for being a great offensive mind. and he's pretty damn good with quarterbacks. Now, he can only be so good. You know what I'm saying? You got guys like Deshaun Kaiser, a.k.a., trash can number 2, next to Jalen Hurts. And then you got guys like Cody Kessler and, shoot, I forgot, what's that dude's name? Hulk Hogan? No, Kevin Hogan. My bad. Kevin Hogan, man. I mean, Hugh Jackson just hasn't had a quarterback, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm glad Cleveland has stuck with him. Because you look at that team last year, they weren't. It wasn't a lack of effort. It was just dumb luck, bad luck, and terrible quarterback play. So, hey, man, I think Cleveland has something to be excited about. I think, even though, like I said, I would not have taken Baker Mayfield, and I still got my doubts about him. It's all good now. You did good tonight, but what's going to happen when things start going bad, when things start going sour? Those emotions. He can't control his emotions. Will that get in the way of his play? I believe it will. So, hey, all in all, look pretty good. Hey, I like Antonio Callaway. I think that, man, if he can just keep his damn nose clean, man. That's the thing that's so frustrating. That's why I had to put a whole episode out about it. I'm telling y'all, you saw it on that play. Yeah, I know, it's just a little slant. Whatever. He ran a pretty good route, though. And that was even better ball placement by Baker Mayfield, putting it out in front of him like that. So, I just hope between Antonio Callaway, Baker Mayfield, and Josh Gordon, these guys can keep it together. Sweet Jesus, because I think that they could be special. Serious business. Especially in the hands of Hugh Jackson and Ty Haley, man. That's another thing, too. And I know I'm kind of rambling here. But it's cheap truth, damn it. I can do it if I want to. And I just hope y'all listen. I hope y'all don't turn me off. Okay, please. But Ty Haley, I don't think Ty Haley get enough credit for being a really good offensive mind, man. Like, everybody likes to get on him for his, like, play calling. And I guess he's kind of an intense guy, man. When you talk to him and all that stuff, like, he can be a hard coach, I guess, to play for. But at the end of the day, I mean, you look at that Pittsburgh offense, I mean, it ain't like they got like that just out of thin air. Okay? I mean, trust me, if you put Brian Schottenheimer as the offensive coordinator of the Pittsburgh Steelers, that damn offense ain't gonna look like that. You got to give Ty Haley some credit, okay? And I don't believe he gets enough credit for that. And I think that, hey, offensively, Cleveland gonna be hard to deal with this year. They're gonna be hard to deal with. Between Hugh Jackson, Ty Haley, man, in that offense, coaching the quarterbacks, the weapons that they got, I'm telling y'all, they're gonna be something to deal with. Now, can they stop anybody? I don't know. But they're gonna be fun to watch. Fantasy lineups. Hey, I think you target some of the players in your fantasy lineups. Daily fantasy. I know I will. So you guys should too, man. So just my 2 cents on the Browns and the Giants. As always, don't buy into it too much, but hey, I like what I saw out of Baker Mayfield, man. So maybe he'll make a believe out of me if he keeps doing what he's doing. All right. So let's get into the whole Cam Newton thing, man. Cam Newton, Kevlin Benjamin. So we know that Kevlin Benjamin's been talking down on Cam Newton through the media. So Carolina and Buffalo played tonight, Thursday night. And, of course, they saw each other. Okay, so Cam Newton made the effort to go up to Kevlin Benjamin during the pregame warm-ups or whatnot. Cameras caught him. And he greeted Kevlin Benjamin with a handshake. You know how you come to somebody, hey, what's up, man? Hold your hand out. Like, man, you're going to leave me hanging. And Kevlin Benjamin left him hanging. So Cam Newton looked really surprised. Like, damn, bro, it's like that. Now, keep in mind when Kevlin Benjamin left, well, when he got traded or whatnot, I mean, all the reports that came out and, the notion was that Cam Newton and Kevlin Benjamin were really good friends. So I don't know what happened between then and now, but it doesn't look that way. Doesn't look like they're on the best terms. the best of turns. So Cam Newton's like, yeah, what's up, man? And Kevlin Benjamin ain't trying to hit. So they're talking. And, I mean, you can't really hear what they're saying in the audio. Matter of fact, you can't hear what they're saying at all. Unless you got supersonic hearing or something. But, I mean, they're talking, and then after a while, Cam Newton just kind of is like, all right, bro, whatever. He kind of just like, all right, whatever, man. Like, shoes him, like, all right. And he walks away, and they walk away from each other. So, man, dissecting this, first of all, I like the way Cam Newton played it. He didn't come out in the media. He said he wasn't going to go back and forth with him. He said he wasn't going to say nothing to him, through the media or whatnot. He wasn't finna make an Instagram post, long-ass Twitter post, nothing like that. He was just like, hey, I'm just going to work. And that's what he did. He just, went about his business. But I think he said that knowing all along that, hey, on August the 9th, I'm going to see him. And I'm going to see what's up. I'm going to see, is he going to have that same energy? Did he really mean it? I'll talk to him about it, man to man, face to face. I like how he played that. That's how you supposed to play it, man. That's a very mature way to handle it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't making a bunch of Twitter posts. You ain't throwing no shots back at him. You just saying, okay, you know what? I know I'm finna see you. So, we finna see what's up. Now, nobody's expecting them to, like, throw blows or nothing like that, or get to fighting or nothing like that. But it's just man-to-man talk. Like, hey, what's up? What's up with you? What's going on? I like how Cam Newton played it, man. Now, I'll give Kevlin Benjamin this. I like the way he kept that same energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, this the thing, bro. If you really don't mess with somebody, then just don't mess with them. Like, ain't no point of making those comments and, you know what I'm saying, trying to cop deuces or nothing when they come up to you. Like, if you really feel that way, you feel that way. If y'all who don't know what cop deuces mean, that just means, like, if let's say somebody was saying something to you or saying something about you, or you were saying something to somebody or saying something about them, then when you see them, you're like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, no, I ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, cop and deuces, that's what that means, if you guys didn't know. So Kevlin Benjamin wasn't really copping no deuces or nothing. So, he didn't shake his hand. I guess he was just talking to him. I don't know what he was saying, but didn't look like Cam Newton was feeling it. Didn't look like Kevlin Benjamin was feeling what Cam Newton was saying, and they just went their separate ways, I guess. So I like the fact that Kevlin Benjamin pretty much kept that same energy. Now, how I feel about Kevlin Benjamin, period, you know what I'm saying, talking about Cam Newton and whatnot, calling him inaccurate, basically just throwing shots at him in the media or whatnot. I mentioned this on the previous episode of the podcast, well, before the Antonio Callaway podcast, the episode. I just think Kevlin Benjamin's frustrated. He sees everybody's getting paid. Everybody out of his class is pretty much getting paid. Mike Evans, Sammy Watkins, Jarvis Landry, Odell's finna get paid, and he's seeing that he's not getting paid. So he has to lash out somehow, some way. I mean, Kevlin Benjamin was a first-round pick in that very stacked 2014 wide receiver draft. Very stacked, very deep. So I think he's just mad about that. He's, getting injured. I mean, he's only eclipsed 1,000 yards only one time, and that was his rookie year. Now he did that with Cam Newton, which kind of goes against what you're saying. I mean, you got 1,000-yard season up on him. Why couldn't you get more? But yeah, man. So I don't know what's really going to come of this. I don't think anything's really going to come of this. I mean, I don't know, man. Are they really that close? Is it just that they're on like different terms right now? They're on bad terms right now. That's the saying. When you're not really speaking to somebody, but you still care for each other. I don't know, man. Maybe they just don't give a bleep about each other at this point. Like, I don't know, man. Or it could be, I mean, I don't know, man. With the way social media is and the way things are, could they be trolling us? I don't think so. But yeah, interesting situation. I like how both cats played it. Cam Newton being a man about it, saying, hey, you know what? I ain't finna throw shots at you in the media. When I see you, we finna see what's up. Kevlin Benjamin, Hey, man, I don't want to shake your hand. I talked about you. I ain't finna sit up here and act like we buddy. I said what I said, and that's what it is. And they just went their separate ways, and that's fine. Everybody don't gotta like everybody, man. But and that don't mean that just because you don't like everybody, and just because you guys don't like each other, that you just can't go your separate ways and go about your business. You know what I'm saying? I wish more people had that type of mindset. Now, obviously, they're professional athletes, so I mean, they got a lot to lose, and they're not about to just make a fool of themselves or whatever in the public. But I mean, sometimes it is just best to just be like, hey, let's agree to disagree. Hey, I might not like you, you might not like me. It's cool. We don't got to kill each other. And that's cool. It is what it is. No skin off my nose, no skin off yours. Go your separate ways, live your life, and be happy. So, I don't know, man. We'll see what happens with Cam Newton and Kevlin Benjamin. Ain't no telling, man. Might come out 2 or 3 months from now, and everything's good. So, anyway, let's move on to the Cowboys real fast, man. So, you got your boy Cole Beasley, a.k.a. CB. I don't know if that's his rap name or not, man. But, yeah, Cole Beasley does rap. And I actually heard one of his tracks, and it wasn't that bad. Man. It's not terrible, I guess. But, I guess it just depends on what your standards are. And my standards for an NFL player or any of these professional players aren't very high. So, take it for what it's worth, I guess. But yeah, man, Cole Beasley basically said, you guys are down us. You guys are down this, man, but we are going to shock the world. Yeah. I'm paraphrasing here, but that's basically what he said. They're going to surprise some people because a lot of people are down on the Cowboys wide receiver corps, man. I mean, who do you got out there, man? You got Terrence Williams, you got Cole Beasley, you got Allen Hurns, who they brought over from Jacksonville, Tavon Austin, the bust that he is, coming over from L.A. Then you got some guy named Blake Jarwin. You got some guy. That's it. So, and you got Michael Gallup. Now, I actually like Michael Gallup. Now, in the preseason game, up until this point, Michael Gallup actually caught a 30-yard touchdown. So, I like Michael Gallup. I think that if there's somebody on that wide receiver corp that you want to be bullish on, if you want to get your hopes up on, it's Michael Gallup. I like them coming out of Colorado State. Now, this draft was not a very strong receiver draft. And I'm on record saying that I think that this draft, the best receivers to come out of this draft are going to be more toward the later rounds. You get what I'm saying? Like, I still like Deion Kane. I know I'm probably like one of the only people who likes the guy coming out of Clemson, but I mean, Clemson is a wide receiver factory, and I like Deion Kane coming out of Clemson. Now, he's kind of disappointed me in some games, but I like him being paired with Andrew Luck. I think that he can make some noise this preseason, just like I think Michael Gallup can. So I'm bullish on him. So I'm not as down on the wide receiver corps as everybody else is. I think that by them having such a strong offensive line, and they get Zeke back, Zeke has kept his nose clean so far. That's great. We think that he'll be there week 1, barring injury. It won't be for anything off the field. He'll be there. Hey, they can get back to what they really want to do, and that's running the damn ball. Run it down your throat. Zeke, eat Zeke. Or eat Zeke, eat. Also, they drafted, what's his name out of Alabama, the big running back, big tall guy, Bo Scarborough. So he'll get some touches. So he's going to be that big bruiser guy. Brandon Jacobs kind of running back. Looks more like a linebacker than a running back. Or some hard-hitting safety. So he's going to get some touches, man. So they're going to run to pass. The run is going to open up the pass, I think. Hit him with the run, play action. So it's quite possible that the wide receivers will perform better than you think. It's just that I can see why people are not so high on him, because you got Allen Hurns, you got Terrence Williams. Like Skip Bayless calls him, man, T won't. T will becomes T won't. I still think that's hella funny. He's a tease, basically. He'll make some plays every now and then, but then he'll make some drops. He'll just do some things, man. It's just like, come on, bro, really? I'm not a big believer in Terrence Williams. I'm definitely not a big believer in Tavon Austin. Oh, hell no. I'm definitely not a big believer in Tavon Austin, man. Now, when Tavon Austin's when his name comes up, I always make the joke about him being one of the most lethal wide receivers in the league, because you just don't know what's gonna happen on that fake reverse, or when you put him in the backfield and you fake the ball to him or you fake the screen to him, because he may or may not get the ball, and that's deadly, man. You know what I'm saying? That's like the number one weapon in the league. I always make that little joke right there, but nah, I'm through with it, because I never understood why the Rams took Tavon Austin that damn high. I never understood it. I understand how good he was at West Virginia, man. I get it. But to take him with like the 8th overall pick, top 10 pick, oh, hell no. No, partner. You can find dudes like that like 3rd round or something. Like he never projected to be as good as everybody thought he was gonna be to me. Like, I never thought that he was gonna be the worthy of the 8th overall pick. He never was gonna prove his worth. Basically, he never was gonna prove that, and he hasn't proved it. Now you got some people saying, "Oh, well, maybe the Rams used him wrong." But how did they use him wrong? They basically used him the same way they used him in college. He was a gadget guy. He lined up everywhere. That's what he's used to. He's not going to be, Julio Jones lining up outside, man, against Patrick Peterson, beating press man coverage or something like that. That's not what Tavon Austin's going to do. You're utilizing his strengths. Well, what's supposed to be his strengths. I forgot who made this comparison, man, but they said that Tyreek Hill is what Tavon Austin was supposed to be. Basically. Now, I think Tyreek Hill is a more polished receiver. And quite honestly, he's just better. But I get the comparison. You use Tyreek Hill all over the field. You've seen Andy Reid use him in the backfield, on runs or whatnot, reverses, stuff like that. That's kind of how Tavon Austin's career was supposed to be. He's supposed to take off. Dangerous return man, punt return, kick return. Just a solid player that can do a lot of things on offense. It can be a dynamic weapon for your team. And so far in his career, he just hasn't been that. And I'm not surprised. So, I don't know, man. Sometimes change of scenery is just what you need. I don't believe that that's the case here. Now, he'll probably get some more looks, because the Dallas Cowboys are, they're kind of desperate, I guess. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they got Sammy Watkins on the team, and then Robert Woods, and then Cooper Kupp is doing really well. So you kind of just like fall behind, I guess. Like, it's not like they have a true number 1 receiver and a true number 2 receiver that's going to keep you from getting targets, is what I'm saying. Like, you're not sitting behind Julio Jones and, Antonio Brown and nothing like that. So he'll get some opportunities. I mean, they'll give him the ball. He'll get some screen passes. He'll get some opportunities to go deep, I guess. But I wouldn't get my hopes up on Tavon Austin. I'd get my hopes up on Michael Gallup, because I like him. I think he was a good pick in the 3rd round. Look out for him. Okay. By them being able to run the ball, you know what I'm saying, that's going to bring more people into the box or whatever. And I think that'll give wide receivers more opportunities for one-on-one coverage. And out of all those guys, I like Michael Gallup. Even though he's a rookie. I mean, he's gonna go through some pain. Okay? He's not gonna be perfect. But I like him as a route runner. And Allen Hurns too, I guess. Allen Hurns hasn't really done much since he got paid in Jacksonville. Once again, another guy from that 2014 draft. Well, he was actually undrafted out of Miami, but he was a part of that class, I guess. So I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I'm more bullish. I'm more bullish on them than some people, than everybody else, I guess. But I'm not going to say that they're not gonna break a bunch of records or nothing like that. But I think that they will be solid. Linehan, I've had my gripes with Linehan because he was the Detroit Lions offense coordinator a while back. But overall, Linehan's a pretty good offensive coordinator. I think they'll be solid. He has his running game now. So I think that they'll be pretty solid, man. I think the offense will be pretty good. They're not going to break records. They're not going to be the greatest show on turf. But they will be pretty solid, man. They'll march down the field methodically. I don't see Dak Prescott throwing 70-yard bombs or nothing like that all over the field. They're going to run the ball some more. Hey, 3rd down and 3, maybe a pass to the tight end or something. 1st down. They're just going to methodically get down the field. They're not going to hit you with a bunch of big plays. I don't think that's going to be their MO this year. But I expect for them to be good. Man. I don't think they're going to be terrible, like some people think. So, see what happens with Dallas, man. America's team. So, but anyway, man, that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. As always, download, like, subscribe to the podcast, man. Whatever you may be listening to me on, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, whatever. Also, now, if you got Stitcher, I'm on Stitcher, man. Just look up the Cheat Truth. So, I will talk to you guys next week. Have a good weekend. All that good stuff, man. Be safe out there. And I will talk to you guys on Tuesday. Peace.